Hey everybody, this is A7X Ben, and this is blog number 63 of the Pirate CSG Pirates with Ben blog. And this one is more of a January 2019 update video more than anything else. So I've been having some computer issues. That's why the last episode of the Hourly campaign did not go as planned. And I'm hoping this will turn out well. You can't hear it right now, hopefully, but my computer fan is running like almost all the time. Haven't figured out a fix quite yet, so some technical difficulties could impact some of my content that I put out going forward. That's unfortunate, but I'm going to keep looking into solutions, hopefully. Also, some of this pirate stuff is not really financially sustainable in the long run in terms of how much time I commit to the game. So I'm expecting some changes in 2019 that could probably affect how much I can do with pirates and how much content I can put out. And of course, we've basically had the longest bull run in the stock market in history, so kind of sucks to admit, but we're in a way kind of due for an economic downturn. And there's a lot of ways to educate yourself on economic matters. It's something I want to learn even more about, but I'm going to link to a really fascinating video I saw recently, or podcast I listened to basically. And we're looking for podcast guests because God Mason is more busy as well. Hopefully, I'm going to do a podcast with Zarek today. It's the 17th of January, recording this. And my preference going forward, I thought about this about a week ago. My preference going forward per week would be about one session of the hourly campaign. So it'd be an hour of playing per week. I like to have that as a minimum because, it gets my playing bug out of the way. I really love campaign games. And since it's a solo campaign game, I can play whenever I want. So, but I can't play a lot, but, an hour a week would satisfy my playing bug, sort of, at least for now, hopefully. At least one podcast per week would be nice. I still like the idea of doing 2 30-minute or so short podcasts every 2 weeks and then releasing the second one the weekend after to do like a podcast upload each weekend, for example. That's ideally. Obviously, it's been a while since the podcast for a variety of reasons, but hoping to get back on that as long as my computer allows it today. And then I'd like to release at least one other Pirates CSG video per week as well. So, but I can't promise anything. So this is very kind of up in the air, kind of in limbo going forward. That's kind of a goal, I guess you could call it, for at least the next few months and hopefully longer. So those are minimums I'd like to shoot for, but if anything, expect less Pirate CSG content in the new year, in 2019 in general, for all those reasons and more, basically. So I think that's pretty much it. And by what I mean by the separate Pirates video is like not a podcast, not an hourly campaign session, not a vlog either, really. Like a more typical, like maybe the ability analysis series or like pros and cons of the factions, things like that. More of a normal YouTube video, either from a series or like a totally new concept or kind of like a one-off video that's not part of a playlist. So anyway, and I do have a few videos still on backlog, so I'm going to do hopefully release one a week, but we'll see how that goes. And so deals of the day, there are a few things on eBay. It's been pretty dead actually this year on eBay. Prices have come down a little bit, it seems, and yeah, already the economy is okay theoretically, but the stock market was down in December. But anyway, so basically eBay has been mostly dead, especially in terms of auctions, except for the past few days it's perked up basically. So there's a seller selling some nice lots for solid prices. You can see Crimson Coast and Spanish Main. I'm not picking out a specific deal here necessarily. There's one ending very soon for some packs. It's already kind of overpriced, if anything. It's already at 43 bucks. There's a Roanoke that's going to sell for a decent amount. That's ending very soon. You might watch this too late to see it, but and then there's still some time left for this OE box from Collect Too Much, that seller that we've been seeing for a while since last year. They've got an OE booster box with the display and the LE tournament pack. So that one's at 37. Decent shipping, but I mean it is kind of heavy and bulky. So so with shipping, that one's already pushing like 55 plus. But anyway, still a cool thing to get. So we'll see how that turns out. So those are some decent deals going on right now. Mostly just picked out auctions. Wholesale gaming has changed a little bit. I've talked about that on the Buy Sell Trade Facebook group. So they ran out of all Davy Jones Curse special edition boxes. so that's why you don't see those anymore. But they do have Crimson Coast packs, but I don't really recommend it because it's like $6 a pack. Even though Crimson Coast is more rare and expensive than it was in like 2011 to 2014, it's become more scarce since then. I still don't think it's worth $6 a pack. That's a lot. I would say maybe 4. 6 is just kind of a lot in my opinion for that set. But they also have Barbary Coast. It's been on sale for a little while now. 9 packs for 15, which is solid. So some extra deals on there, and they still have a decent amount. They still have a lot of pirate stuff. Just kind of trimmed their selection down a bit. Card of the day. It's been a while since I did a vlog, so it's kind of fun experience. Mostly just did it for the update. Crimson Coast is actually the set, so set number 2. So look at the Crimson Coast set. So I won't need the master spreadsheet for Return to Savage Shores, but I will need the Crimson Coast set list. So this one goes to 303, I think. Yep, including the American pack at the end, the mega pack of sorts. So that's not a game piece. 18, I think that's the Rover, but we'll see. Might be getting a little rusty, but nope. Well, the Rover's a ship I've had for a while, and I just, I've just so much experience, so sometimes I just know what it is. So the Rover number 18 from Crimson Coast. This is a cool ship, kind of little OP in a way, but so it's a 2-point pirate sloop, 1-masted sloop. Rare, of course, 2 cargo, Esposel speed, 2L cannon, 1 mass, of course, and you wonder why she's so cheap, but she has a negative ability. So the ship's base move becomes S when she reaches her cargo limit, and that really limits her because you wouldn't want to put a helmsman on, because then you wouldn't, if you get a coin and then have a helmsman, then you're moving S plus S with 1 coin, versus if you leave the helmsman off, you can move S plus L, get 1 coin, and then still move S plus L. So one of the goals here that I use with the Rover is to not fill up the cargo limit, because you don't want to hit that negative ability, because that really cripples the ship. So I use the Rover as a handful of things. So an empty gold runner is okay. I mean, 2 points is a joke. So kind of like the Mermaid, Banshee's Cry, Jolly Mon. She's often tossed into fleets, especially pirate fleets, as just kind of a point filler. Once you've got, if you got 43 points with the 0 limit plus 5 crew, toss in the Rover to get to 45, for example. With S plus L speed, not a bad flotilla tug, just really fragile, so a ram could make the flotilla, pretty much immobile. So not a bad idea though. So with one of the pirate flotillas, you could just have like an 8 or 9 point combo. So that's not a bad idea. And then I also like to put a shipwright on sometimes, and I've used her as part of my mind control fleet, where if you get the Eye of Insanity UT, you can use it to copy Davy Jones and basically have all-powerful Davy Jones through a shipwright on the Rover. So you basically have, in a way, like a 12-point crew on a 2-point ship. Not exactly, but anyway. So a little complicated, but my mind control fleet is one of my favorites I've ever made. So, and with the 2L cannon, you've got some defense. So the Rover, if I had to give a rating, I would say probably an 8.5 out of 10, I'm thinking. She's not super useful. I mean, a ram will take her out. It's hard to carry more than 1 cargo of any kind at a time, because she slows down a lot, of course. So that being said, she's kind of overpowered, and of course the pirates got, the overpowered little 2-point 1-masted sloop. So anyway, so I would say 8.5 sounds about right. I could see higher if anything, but she's not gonna dramatically affect games usually, so she's not powerful or anything. But a good ship, if kind of a little iffy. You don't want to use her, you don't want to spam her all the time. You're gonna get sick of her. Opponents aren't gonna like that. So of course, Odin's Revenge could be a way to take it out pretty quickly. And then I'm rusty on this, kind of weird, but picture of the day, basically on Instagram, you may have already seen it. I'm basically going through the entire Economy Edition game on Instagram. I did that for the game, the experimental cumulative game, a while back. I posted every picture. I don't think I did the captions for that one though. So with the Economy Edition game, I'm just going through all the battle reports on my fan site and going through sequentially in order, doing all the pictures. I'm basically retelling the story of Economy Edition, my campaign game from 2015, retelling that story on Instagram. with the appropriate captions assigned to each picture. So in this one, the MF is the Maui's fish hook. You can see her at the bottom left, which is actually the north, kind of the north area of the sea. This is looking south on that ocean, and it's really only a little more than half the ocean is shown here. So she's approaching the arch, one of my first ever custom pieces of islands or terrain, and then the Americans are to the right, which in this case to the west, gathering some resources. So it's still early on in the game. Trying to post 3 pictures per day from Economy Edition. So there's 454 total pictures in the folder. So at 3 pictures a day, 30 days a month, could take about 5 months to do the whole game. So it's a cool thing. And my Instagram has been random for a while. I just post random pics, not completely random, but sometimes I do announcements. And I like to look at my documents folder and try to find pictures that are like anniversary dates. Like I didn't see any from today that were taken on like January 17th from a previous year. But so in this case, instead of being random, I get to retell the story of the game. So it's worked out well. I've actually gained more followers than usual recently. So almost 300, which is cool. So that's the picture of the day. Check out the deals, and yeah, check out the links in the description. Definitely have some links there to check out. So decent deals, getting a little overpriced maybe in some cases, I think. At least those first 2, but they're ending sooner, so that makes sense. And then solid card of the day too, so that's good. So thanks for checking out first vlog of 2019, and I'll see you again for more Pirates content.